Welcome to Field 405 Philosophy of Language course. In these lectures, I will try to summarize basic views and concepts in philosophy of language. I will start with key concepts in philosophy of language and semantics. Then I will go on with the compositionality of meaning, compositional structure of meaning, like the relation between word meaning and sentence meaning. And then I will introduce you an example of semantic program in a more contemporary philosophy of language literature, Donald Davidson's semantic program. After these introductory parts, we will go on with basic views in philosophy of language. We will start with Gottlob Frege's theory of meaning, sense, and reference. Then we have Saul Kripke's alternative theory, direct theory of reference, and then we have descriptivism. Then we have criticism of descriptivism. Let's start with the key concepts. The general theory of science and languages is called semiotics. In philosophy of language or in any other semiotic study, we study properties of a language. But when we study properties of a language, we use again a language. In order to distinguish these two languages, we have object language and meta language. Object language is the language that we study. Meta language is the language that we use to study or to convey the research on language. In these examples, like kar in Turkish consists of 3 letters, we study properties of Turkish, but we use English to convey this research. So then object language is Turkish and meta language is English here. But in this example, snow 3 harften oluşur. Our object language is English and meta language is Turkish. If our object language and meta language are are different languages like in these examples, then it is called a heterophonic theory. But if they are same languages like snow means snow, both object language and meta language are English, then it is called homophonic theory. A theory of, let's say Turkish in English is called metatheory of Turkish in English. L1 stands for the object language and L2 stands for the meta language. So a theory consists of sentences like these ones. Sign is the smallest unit of a language, but what smallest unit means depends on our investigation. If we are interested in the phonological properties of a language, then phonemes are the smallest units of that language, Then our signs consist of phonemes. But if we are interested in the grammatical properties of a language, then words are the smallest units of that language. Then words are our signs. Any finite sequence of these signs, like any finite sequence of letters, if letters are signs, or any finite sequence of words, is called an expression. If letters are our signs, then these two are our expressions, because they are finite sequences of signs. If words are our signs, then these are our expressions because they are finite sequence of words. There is also event design distinction, since sign is an ambiguous term. Sign event is a single object or event, as events take place in time and space. They are more concrete. When I ask how many O are there in this expression, or how many O sign are there in this expression. If what I am interested in is sign event, then there are two O. These are two different O's because they are two different objects, events. But if what I'm interested in is the general pattern or the kind of O's, then there is only one O. So sign design or is more abstract than sign event. The distinction between sign event and sign design is like the particular universal distinction in metaphysics. There are three parts of a semiotic study. The first one is pragmatics. In pragmatics, there is an explicit reference to the user of a language. So pragmatics is about the communication. In semantics, we abstract from the user of language. We are only interested in the expressions and their meanings. In syntax, we are neither interested in the language user and the meaning, but we are only interested in expressions themselves, formal properties of expressions. So pragmatics is about, let's say, pragmatics is about communication, and semantics is about meaning. Syntax is about the formal properties of expressions. There is also this descriptive semantics and pure semantics distinction. Descriptive semantics is more empirical one. It is an empirical investigation of the semantic features of a natural language like Eskimo or Turkish English. Pure semantics is about the construction and analysis of semantical systems rather than an empirical investigation. So in pure semantics, we are interested in the concepts like designation in a certain semantical system S, or what does true in a semantical system S means. So pure semantics is more philosophical than descriptive one. Descriptive semantics is more scientific linguistic work, and pure semantics is a philosophical one. There is same distinction in between descriptive syntax and the pure syntax. Descriptive syntax is the empirical investigations of the syntactic features of a language, like Turkish, and pure syntax is about the construction and analysis of syntactic systems. We are interested in the analysis of sentence in a syntactic system, or what does provable in a syntactic system means, or drivable in a syntactic system means. There is also this semantics, metasemantics distinction. Semantics is about meaning of expressions, and metasemantics, as you remember this prefix meta from your other courses, metaphysics, meta-epistemology, meta-ontology, or meta-philosophy, metasemantics is about semantics. Metasemantics is about meaning itself rather than meaning of particular linguistic expressions. So in semantics, we are interested in the meaning of particular linguistic expressions like proper names, descriptive phrases, pronouns, demonstratives, predicate terms, adjectives, modal adverbs, and manner adverbs. But in metasemantics, we are interested in meaning itself, like the ontological status of meaning, whether meaning is an entity or not. If it is an entity, is it a proposition or a state of affair? If it is a proposition, it may be true or false, and similarly, if it is a state of affair, it may obtain or may not obtain. If it obtains, for example, let's say, meaning of snow is white, or Socrates is a philosopher, is an entity, and that is a state of affair, then if it obtains, it is a fact. If it does not obtain, then it is merely possible. Metasemantics is also interested in the analysis of the concept of meaning, its relation to use, use in communication language, its relation to truth, contextual factors, and literal meaning. In general, meaning is about language, mind, and word. We have on the language side descriptive phrases, proper names, expressions, etc. They refer to objects, properties, state of affairs, facts, truth in the world. And there is also mind, mental properties in relation to meaning and language, and also to world. And we have this, let's say, triangle of meaning in order to understand language. So philosophy of language has strong ties to philosophy of mind and metaphysics. In order to understand meaning, in order to understand philosophy of language, we must also work on philosophy of mind and metaphysics. So thanks for listening.